I'm Alain with Cinematica.
And I'm John with Cinematica.
And we've combed through all the Star Wars films to take a closer look at which fights moved us, made us jump, or were just cool as hell matchups. The 7 Star Wars films to date have shown us a multitude of punches, blaster shootouts, ship-on-ship crime, deadly ravenous creatures, and of course, good old-fashioned lightsaber duels.
We've seen characters escape the many dangers of the Star Wars galaxies while others have perished, but of all the battles we've seen, which were the best?
So close your eyes, search your feelings, and embrace the Force as we count down the 6 best fights in Star Wars.
Full disclosure here, I hate the prequels with the fiery passion of Tatooine's twin sons, so if we can keep prequel involvement here to a minimum, that would be great.
Number 6, hello and goodbye to Darth Maul.
Right out of the gate.
Alright, we all know the first of George Lucas's grand return to the Star Wars universe had issues, but Darth Maul's short but sweet appearances in the film were one of its few highlights. We see Maul briefly skirmish with Qui-Gon in the desert, but it's not till the climax of the film that we get to see his full lethal power. And remember back in 1999, this was the first time in the entire Star Wars series we've seen 2-on-1 lightsaber fights, the first time we've seen a double-bladed saber, and let's face it, watching this fight choreographed in the late 90s was way more intense than some of the slower-paced fights from the original trilogy. After all, special effects limitations in the 70s required the actors to fight slowly, intentionally, so that the artists could color in the saber blades. Plus, Alec Guinness and David Prowse weren't exactly stuntmen in their prime when filming A New Hope. But innovations aside, the Phantom Menace battle was dynamically paced and one of the most tension-packed fights of the whole series.
Number 5. Finn vs. Traitor. Speaking of excellent staging, The Force Awakens brought us a variety of striking visuals of warfare. Amidst the First Order's assault on Maz's castle, we're treated to an unexpected lightsaber battle between Finn and the hilariously nicknamed stormtrooper Traitor! Keeping the chaos of the battle raging over the World War II-style smoking ruins in frame, this duel provides a deeper glimpse into the world of Star Wars, as it becomes clear that stormtroopers now receive some sort of anti-Jedi training in the 30 years since the events of the original trilogy. Ex-Trooper Finn has skills with the saber, and Traitor pulls out some sort of stunner energy swivel baton thing to fight him with. While Finn went AWOL on the First Order because he wasn't ready to kill for them, he sure was ready to deal out some funerals to his ex-comrades when it came to protecting Rey and the rest of his new friends. It's a quick fight that Finn ultimately loses before being rescued by Han and Chewie, but Abrams' direction, the richness of the backdrop, and the insight that the fight gave us makes this one of the better Star Wars fights for sure.
Number 4, Kylo Ren versus Finn and Rey. One of the other cool aspects of The Force Awakens was how the story pitted amateurs against each other. The original series had a princess, the galaxy's coolest bounty hunter, friggin' Darth Vader and his son, but by the end of Force Awakens, a random stormtrooper with a conscience, a local peasant girl, and a punk angsty wannabe Sith all come together in the snow to fight it out like drunks duking it outside a space cantina. The fighting is sloppy, all 3 characters are powerful, yet woefully undertrained. But, just like some of the other entries in this list, this fight is personal and passionate. Finn, Kylo, and Rey are all desperate to matter to anybody and any cause worth fighting for. And the death of Han Solo has all 3 in berserker mode, slashing wildly and taking out poor trees in the process. And look how gorgeous this fight is. The lightsabers cast a glow over the snow-blanketed forest at night, and Abrams makes sure to show us all the details of the steam rising from the snow as the white-hot blades melt everything around their vicinity. It makes the whole fight feel so visceral. It's just a shame Poe and Finn's favorite jacket had to get practically slashed in half in the process. Damn, that's a cool jacket.
Number 3. The Sarlacc Pit Melee. Hey, not all fights in Star Wars were strictly duels between Jedi and Sith. I'm talking Return of the Jedi and the melee that happens when Jabba the Hutt sentences Luke to walk the plank into the Sarlacc Pit after his seemingly failed attempts to rescue Han. But once Luke springboards up into the air and R2 shoots his lightsaber into his hands for him, the fight is on! The whole gang of heroes is here with several fights going on at once. Han Solo does what he does best, blindly punching and shooting everybody, while Luke slashes everybody in sight. Not to mention, Leia flips the power dynamic on Jabba and uses her chains of captivity to choke old fatty to death. It's madness. Basically, all of the heroes of the series get their moment to shine in this Tatooine desert brawl. It's one of the biggest set pieces and most fun sequences of the original trilogy. Hey, I wonder if they all sat around and decompressed with some victory space shawarma after the battle.
Number 2, Luke versus Vader. It was the showdown to end all showdowns. Return of the Jedi's climactic lightsaber duel between Luke and Darth Vader was the fight all of Star Wars had been building up to at this point in history. Good versus evil, father against son. Luke was faced with taking down the most powerful Sith Lord in the galaxy while also holding on to his purity and sense of good. The fight was emotional, with Luke's anger fueling powerful, wild swings of the blade, trying to destroy the last of the evil empire and save his friends' lives. And despite all his anger, which seems to be driving him closer to the dark side, Luke manages to defeat Vader but stops short of killing him as the Emperor wanted him to do. Not before managing to slip in a little payback by slicing off Vader's hand. Tit for tat, Dad. Come on, Luke. Admit there's just a bit of a dark side in you that made you tear that hand off in revenge.
Wait, why is this not number one? What could possibly be?
Number 1, ObiWan versus Anakin Skywalker.
Wait, how is Luke v. Vader not number one? Not just in Return of the Jedi, but also Empire Strikes Back, Cloud City Chaos, Loss of Limbs, Paternity Test Results. You know what? Just finish the video.
Whoa. Could this fight have been any more intense? Anakin Skywalker's turn to the dark side and transformation into Darth Vader is maybe the most pivotal event in the Star Wars timeline, and George Lucas wanted to make sure that this event was just as grandiose in presentation. Obi-Wan and Anakin have the fastest, most ruthless lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars. It literally rains lava as these two masters pummel each other, helicoptering their sabers around each other so swiftly you can barely tell what's happening. This battle is epic not just for its intensity, but also for what it means for the series. We know the destinies of both of these men, and as we see Anakin shriek about the Jedi being evil and Obi-Wan yelling at Anakin for failing to fulfill the prophecy of bringing balance to the Force, the audience is left with such a feeling of sheer magnitude. We're in the past, but we know these characters' futures because we saw it in the 80s, but now it's the 2000s. Side note, not to defend Anakin's claim that the Jedi are evil, but it was more than a little messed up of Obi-Wan to just cut off Anakin's legs and then leave him to burn to death on the side of Lava River. He could have been a pal and just, force nudged him into the river, put him out of his misery, right? Maybe on some level he wanted Anakin to suffer. Is Obi-Wan evil? Is he Force Awakens Supreme Leader Snoke? Ha ha! We've cracked another Star Wars mystery. Which fight was your favorite? Are you mad that we left out General Grievous and his many, many arms? Let us know in the comments. Whoa.
Meet me in the parking lot in 10 minutes, and we're gonna have ourselves our own little lightsaber battle.
If you like this video, be sure to check out our other videos by clicking on the annotations or the links in the description. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know which ones you want us to cover next. And if you like getting more from your movies and TV, subscribe to Cinematica, where we help you watch smarter.